Live. Press record.
I did.
This is a sick new beat. It's new, right?
I wonder who made it.
Skate video with this in the background.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, there you go. Speaking Dan and I's language.
He can skate too. He skates as well.
Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, bro.
Man.
Kick us off, Brent. I turned it down.
I can't hear. Cut it, dog.
Cut it out.
You cut it out. All right, what's up, everybody? This is the Quarterback Factory Show, QBFS episode number 48, and it just wouldn't be right if I didn't say the Eagles legend Wes Hopkins.
Should have won the jersey tonight.
I know, man. What's your problem?
What's wrong with you?
What's your problem, boy?
What's wrong with you, Duck? Brendan Casey here with you as always, and with me as always is our Philadelphia Sports and Technical Jedi Master, Mr. Michael W. Parks Jr., a.k.a. Blanco.
No sound effects today. I'm looking for the rant.
Oh, goddamn.
Not for the intro, at least. I'm trying to get that rant up.
That was a great pause.
Yeah, we got our...
though.
It was.
Yeah, the timing down.
Thank you. I was waiting for my haircut. Sound drop there, but I didn't get it. We got our Eagles Encyclopedia,
don't
Mr.
stop
Michael
with these
Rayla.
professional-ass intros, bro. They're the best intros, and I promise you I will get better with the sound effects. I promise.
No way.
They're better than a certain intro.
Okay, I promise you I'll be better one week,
page
but I
that
can't
took
promise
our
the
content down.
Yes. It's like Borat. Pause not.
Oh, shit.
And we got my main man, Mr. On Demand Dan in the house. Look like they're in a little
hat, dude.
setting there.
Daniel.
That's a sick hat.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
And
I got to install Twitter on this phone again. I'll get there, don't worry.
And we have our editor-in-chief, my nephew, the fifth man of the year, and the man who's currently taken over A2D Radio's brain space. He just set up shop and
living in their heads.
He's living there rent free.
Palumbo
lately, Mr. Sean
1,
Palumbo.
A2D fans 0.
All right, well, it's been 1 week since the NFL draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. We were all here last week at this time. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I'm just getting a grilled cheese here. Well, with my soup.
Ooh, full service.
With my soup. Yeah, greatest wife ever.
It's a dinner of champions.
It is, man. So it's been a week. That's what it's all about. So it might be like a 10-minute pause where I just don't say anything. You guys got to take over because this looks too delicious to sit here and get cold.
10 minutes for a grilled cheese sandwich? Those are rookie numbers. Gotta pump them numbers up.
Such a shame.
Do you see the size of the bowl of soup that I have here?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I savor every fucking
That
drop.
is that must be the hottest bowl of soup ever because it's
that steam has been. Yo, I literally boiled water. I boiled water for this hot toddy around the same time, and the steam stopped in my hot toddy. His steam is still going. So
it's like reverse soup that's getting hotter as it sits.
That soup is piping. That soup is piping.
It's piping. It's piping.
You gotta dip that grilled cheese in the soup like Joey Chestnut would dip a hot dog in water and then just.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's right down.
4 seconds tops.
Yeah.
I had a soup and grilled cheese yesterday for lunch. I'm probably gonna do it again tomorrow.
Nice. I
don't know. Got to do the brothy soup when you're not feeling too well, so I have to stick with that. But I love me some tomato soup on a grilled cheese.
Oh yeah.
You sick?
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking hot toddies tonight.
Hot toddies.
Got some nice, fine, straight Kentucky rye.
Oh yeah.
Pour in there.
That's how you do it.
God damn.
Do it right.
It's decongesting me as we speak.
I bet it is.
You'll probably be better before the show is over.
Hot toddy and a Mucinex.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's not better.
I don't think I have any Mucinex.
Oh.
Hot toddy and Mucinex, and I'll see you Tuesday.
There's some Robitussin in there. So.
Or if you drink like we were last week, you'd probably not feel anything. You're all dead
for a couple days, and then forget anything that happened.
I normally have a pretty strict no hangovers on a work day, but oh boy, I was hurting. I was hurting.
Me too. I actually, you know what? I coasted out of the hurt pretty well because Friday we did the show. We kind of did a show again, and I started drinking again.
Same here.
But I drank light on the Friday, so it kind of helped me just level down from the hurt. You know what I mean?
Some hair of the dog.
And Saturday I was
fine.
You
have to.
So,
I'll be right back.
Gotta gracefully, land, coming in for a landing partner out of these hangovers.
Yeah. Hang on, we're coming in for a landing.
All right, I found the rant. We ready to start with this rant since Sean has exited?
Yeah, why not? Perfect timing for him not to be here. So should I lead it in? Yeah, wait for him to come back. So when Sean comes back, we're going to replay Sean's rant last week from our live draft show where his live reaction to the drafting of Devontae Smith, which the Eagles traded up with the Dallas Cowboys at number 2, which basically they fucked the Giants. So that's kind of cool, though. So fuck the Giants. But a lot of people in Philadelphia, we're going to say 99% of the people in Philadelphia were very happy about the move. You actually got a wide receiver. He was from the SEC. He won the Heisman Trophy. We actually drafted somebody that we were like, wow, we know the name of this guy. And we were all in favor of it. I mean, especially me. Dan and I actually were 100% on board. If you didn't know from the reaction last week, Mike and Blanco, you guys were both on board as well. Maybe not as ecstatic as we were. Mike was eating popcorn. And Blanco was still trying to wrap his mind around, because I kept saying to you last week, I was like, Cowboys looking to trade. Well, the Cowboys are trading. They traded with the Eagles. And you're like, with who? The Eagles? The Birds?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I was like, who? That's why I had that face wait, who? The
4
Birds?
times. And
our Eagles? The Boston College Eagles?
So, the Boston College Eagles. Eastern University Eagles?
Was it the band?
Shout out to them. But, yeah, we were all pretty excited about that. And Sean, we're going to say not so much.
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I'm gonna just put a quick math question out here. I don't think it's 99% of the population of Philadelphia. I mean, the population of Philadelphia alone is 1.5 million, right? So 1% of 1.5 million would be about 15,000 people. I don't think there's 15,000 people in this city that are unhappy with this pick. I think it's like 99.999%
Oh, so you think it's less?
are happy with it.
So I wonder what
let's see the percentage of
would be,
1
because that
out
would
of
be Sean.
1.5 million. Ready? Let's see. 1
actually
divided
doing the
by
math?
1,570,000. Wow, the number can't even be read by a calculator.
Okay. It just you hit the equals button and just a picture of Sean came up.
Yep.
There he is. Hey, there he is, man.
Now,
Yeah,
these
so we're gonna play
pictures
Sean's.
are hilarious.
The what? Oh, the
Toon
Toon pictures. They're so
I'm just
good.
getting caught up in all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that was funny. I was just playing around with this
Wait,
Tuning app.
Brendan's looks like he's one of Lord Farquaad's like knights.
Yeah, that was a great cheese pull, though. Sorry to
Yeah,
cut
that
you
was
off,
nice.
Mark.
That shit
Oh,
got
my
my
goodness.
mouth watering, bro. That looked like a commercial.
Blanca looks like Hodor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dan's is
don't have a hat
hilarious
on.
too.
Dan,
They just gave me some random hair.
I have a
It's just
mild
like-
grievance with me just having a mustache.
Yo.
Just pure pedophile.
Yo, it's so funny. We look
Wait,
straight out of Pixar, bro. It's hilarious.
Blanca, you don't have a beard, and neither
I know. It took my beard off.
took our beards away. Yeah, Dan's is
no, you have one.
hilarious.
You have one.
Oh yeah. No, that's Brendan. Yeah, Brendan has the
That's
beard.
me. Blanca, you
Is
don't.
it the only one that had the beard to?
Sean's is great, yo. It looks
Sean
like
looks
you so
serial
good,
killer.
dude. It's
Furious.
you're
With
so
seriousness,
mad.
yeah.
I think Dan's
That's good.
That's just.
Dan's is fucking hilarious, bro.
Dan,
Dan's is goddamn
Dan, you
hilarious.
look-
I love it.
I'm sorry.
They
Dan, you look
gave him like that Northeast Philly haircut too. That
No, Dan,
Northeast
you
Philly
look-
monk haircut.
you look like you look like a
monk.
monk. Yeah, you look like Friar Tuck.
Look like flying Irving.
Thanks. Tune me.
Yeah,
Giving me
dude.
a hair when I have a hat on.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
I just got caught up on that, and I had to. That was hilarious.
All right, Brandon, go ahead and talk about what we're gonna play right now.
So now we're going to play the immediate reaction of Mr. Sean Palumbo's. Well, how can we put this? Colorful input on the Eagles drafting of Devontae Smith at number 10 after we traded up to get Devontae Smith.
Did we post that to our Instagram at all or no?
10.
I'm so happy that Gammy doesn't have Instagram.
No, but we should.
Yeah, we should. We definitely should. It's got to go in our story. It's got to go on a post. We might do it like once a week just to remind people.
Times
Sean, I got
times
to tell you a
Until-
funny story about.
Until
I'll tell you a
either
funny
we
story
win a
about
Super
Pop-Up after you
Bowl
get
off
done
of the hands of Devontae Smith or Devontae Smith flunks out of Philadelphia.
and
Whichever
Jalen
happens
Hurts.
first.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, here's Sean's initial knee-jerk reaction to the Eagles draft.
It's okay.
Devontae Smith.
We finally got a wide receiver.
Yeah, we got one last year too. We got an undersized speed receiver. Wow, great.
We did. Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor was an undersized speed wide receiver last year.
Yeah, and now we have two. Great. Congratulations, Eagles. Great fucking job. And we gave our rival a third-round fucking pick that we need to rebuild because this entire organization from the top down is a fucking disaster. It's a disgrace.
At least we didn't give it our second.
Person who's
Or
ever
more than a third.
college football where he has any fucking idea on what to look for in a fucking team. Year after year after year, we fucking miss
Well, that's it, except one time.
miss. And this is going to be any fucking different by drafting a kid who weighs as much as Mickey did in fucking high school. You can kiss my fucking ass. This guy's
Like,
a
people know who
fucking
Mickey is.
scrub, and he's going to get bullied at the fucking line like the
You
little
guys
fucking
do.
boy he is. And we're just sitting there, and Howie's going to tell us about all his fucking intangibles, and Sirianni's going to tell us about how fucking competitive he is, and how it was 19 fucking games of rock, paper, scissors until he finally
Threw his
fucking
phone across the room.
I'm about to throw a beat on this.
fucking.
I can't wait.
Hold on, Sean. We need a beat
At
on
least,
this.
I love
at
this
least
part.
he's SEC.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
That's the
God,
best
dropping
part.
money.
Dude, like I didn't actually watch this until Brandon cut it and showed it, so I was cracking the fuck up because I remember I missed it. 'Cause I think I was going to the bathroom or something, and I just walk up right at the end, and I'm just like, I walk in like, yo, What did I miss? Holy shit! I'm like excited. You were fucking going off. I heard you from the bathroom, but I don't know exactly what
For
you're
anybody that's watching, that sometimes I forget that I'm not just talking to the five of us and we're actually doing a show, not just bullshitting about sports on FaceTime. Mickey is my childhood best friend that was notoriously scrawny for a majority of our life and is definitely weighed more than Devontae Smith by his freshman year in high school.
All right, so
and that's what makes the show great because we're just talking shit.
Yeah. So Sean, we'll start with you. So after you've had a week to digest this and think about it and everything, overall, what would be your final grade for the Eagles draft? You don't have to go like person by person or that like that. Like A+ obviously being the best, F being obviously the worst.
C+, B-. We got talent.
Wow, that's
better than I expected you would say.
That's better than I expected you to say.
See, this is the whole thing: is that I'm trying to.
You're like a double D negative.
I'm trying to judge it from the aspect of we are a rebuilding team, and all things considered right now, we don't know anything about these guys' future. It projects. I mean, to be honest, it projects pretty piss poor, but just based on talent alone, I'm going to give it a C+, B-. Dickerson can be a really good player if he stays healthy. Williams can be a really good player. He has all the athletic intangibles. He can play all four spots across the line if he can, harness his technique. The fourth round pick, McPherson, I didn't even bother scouting him. He was the way I try to scout players is I'll go through any game tape that I can find, any highlight reels that I can find, and then I use, a couple different websites for various scouting reports on the guys, and I kind of compile what I see. And most of the places that I looked outside of Pro Football Focus, who also had Eric Rowe as a top 5 fucking corner, we see how well that worked out. He was consistently ranked like in the 20s. So I think that was a huge reach, and that was just Howie not knowing what the fuck he's doing, but knowing that somebody's going to try to chop his head off if he doesn't take a cornerback. The rest of day 3 was solid. I like the players. I just don't necessarily like the picks. There was bigger needs that we could have filled with comparable talent on the board. So
you're saying like day 3 were they reaches or were they just not necessarily what was a spot of need?
See, day 3 in general is hard. I mean, the 4th round, you want to get a player. You're not just going in there on a crapshoot. But 5th, 6th, and 7th, I mean, you're just picking athletes who you think will fill into your system well. So it's really day 3 is the hardest day to judge overall. But day 1, I think my reaction speaks for itself. And that's partly, I think that's partly because of, us giving up a top 100 pick to make that happen, especially when we already have allocated a first and a second round pick, a second, a first, and a first in 3 years. And we've missed on the first 2. So
it never happened.
I don't have a lot of faith.
It's pronounced Zach, okay?
Is it really? I was going to ask that. What is that name?
Yes.
Is it
So
Zech?
Zach, but it's pronounced Zach.
Yeah, not that deep. But I agree, Sean. I give him a C. With the possibility of going up to a B if the Landon Dickerson pick and the Milton Williams picks eventually pan out. Because
Landon Dickerson,
I mean, the only way I give he's super talented, but it's all the ifs. I mean, my whole thing going into this draft was
Finelli _7 wants to know if he can join.
Nicholas can join, yeah.
Where does he know how to join us?
I think he's sure he's got a house party.
We're talking about the MAC MVP, the conference player of the year.
Yep.
Nicholas Finelli?
Nicholas Finelli.
What a guy.
They lost yesterday, unfortunately, so they were eliminated.
It's all right. Kyle is Van Wilder, and he'll be back, and then all three Finellis will be playing on the same team at the same time in college.
Nice.
Van Wilder.
Possible. Is the room locked or unlocked?
It's unlocked.
Nicholas, if you go on your house party and find us, that's how you get on, buddy. So
I think he could join where, like, if any one of us, he could probably join and it'll come on. I mean,
as long as he's friends with one of us, I'm pretty sure he can join. I think.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
But Sean, anyway, getting back to that, I don't think that I can give him any more than a C because we went into this draft knowing that we had to hit, and we had to. I feel like you got to come out like right now. How many starters do we have day one after this draft? One. You got Smith starting. That's it.
And
Vickers is not starting.
Devontae
Nolan
Smith,
Williams is.
Yeah, he's a project. He's a depth guy right now that could be a long-term projection.
And everybody else is. So it's just like I can't give them any more than a C.
I
can't even give them a C plus because you had more picks in the entire NFL draft than any other team. You had 11, and then you eventually got 12. You're in a rebuilding year. You know, guys are getting older, and I know you want to, like, build up, but first, second, and sometimes third round, you're drafting guys that have got to be on the field day one starting, correct? You're coming away. You're literally coming away with one. So you took a Sidney Jones center in the second round with your first pick.
I'm Michael Jordan.
If you really think about it, our one starter was a 1 for 2 because we gave up another top 100 pick to secure him. And Devontae Smith is going to be a situational player unless he can gain weight because, as I said, you know, to you guys and in my argument with Homeboy from A2D, he's a complete liability in run blocking, and he's not going to be able when defenses put the clamps on in the red zone.
Speaking of A2D, I have those comments.
Yeah, he's super agile, but he's 165 pounds. He's not like an exceptional jumper.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think he's going to be limited.
There it goes.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
Good, man. You coming to talk about your Steelers running back?
Yeah, I was going to say Najee Harris. Great pick.
It is a good pick.
Yeah, man. Ben can get a couple more years.
He's a beast, dude.
And the ball off to him a couple more times.
Yeah, that's all he needs to do.
He's a beast, man. You know what's funny? I actually think when I was doing my scouting reports, I think I comped him to Le'Veon Bell. So there you go.
I did see something. He said that he'll do everything better than Le'Veon Bell did, he said. So, we'll see. But,
well, he's got a good pedigree, man. I mean, he started in Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't that the truth, man?
And then we got that tight end from Penn State.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
I think that would be good too. So
that was definitely a good pick too.
The whole AFC North had great drafts. The AFC North won the draft. Honestly, the Ravens had a great draft. The Steelers had a great draft. Browns had a great draft.
That's true.
So Nicholas, what grade would you give the Steelers for their draft? Like an A to an F?
I would say probably a solid B plus. I would say.
An optimist.
So, what about you guys?
Stop bragging.
Stop bragging.
Eagles.
They only probably had like 4 picks, and they didn't really some positions they probably didn't really need for. So that's why you're probably getting a good B plus out of it.
They got a couple new,
looking at the
they got a couple new TikTok stars.
Rankings, they got the early power rankings have the Pittsburgh Steelers as the number 11th, the 11th ranked overall.
Really
team.
What are they?
Yes.
Nicholas is like, that's too low. No.
Is that for the draft or for the season coming up?
No, post draft.
Honestly, I feel like that kind of is too low. I can't think of 10 better teams than the Steelers. I think they're like top 8.
The Browns.
Dallas is ranked 21st. The Giants are ranked 22nd. The Washington football team is ranked 24th. And the Eagles are ranked 25th. Last in the NFC East.
Right in a row.
That's
25 out of 32 teams.
I think that's low on Washington too. I think between Fitzpatrick, they had a what you would call it. They added a couple good free agents. I think that's a little low for Washington. I think this is Washington's division to lose.
I think the likeliness of us having another NFC least year like last year, 2 years in a row, I think that's just highly unlikely.
Dude,
anyway.
it's Dallas's year, man. It's their year. Super Bowl.
Defense,
what are you,
man.
Dallas?
I mean, I think all three of them.
I
I think all three of them are definitely going to be better than even the Eagles are going to be better than what they were last year. I think all 4 teams are going to be improved from last year. I don't know how much improved, but it's not going to be like, 6 wins can win a division this year. I just don't see that happen.
I think 8 and 9 wins this division. I got to be honest. I think 8 and 9 wins this division.
It's so weird to say.
Well, it's better than last year.
Yeah.
Well, I said an improvement. I didn't say how much improvement.
I can't lie though, man. I can honestly see our best playoff team. I mean, our best team in our division being like a 4th place team in the AFC North. We're in a couple divisions, honestly. NFC West and the AFC North. I really could.
I think the Eagles suck.
NFC South.
You don't say that.
Like, I think it's going to be bad.
Who the fuck let this guy in the podcast? Who the fuck let you in here?
Yeah, it must be my allergies. I feel a little woozy here.
Do you have any early predictions for a win total, Nicholas?
For the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I think that this is going to be Big Ben's last year, so I think they're going to go pretty well.
Oh, so they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe.
It's going to be rigged. It's already rigged. It's already done. It's already in the books.
12 games.
Who did the Ravens just get? Villanovi or whatever his name is?
Villanueva.
Yeah.
Former Eagles defensive end turned Pro Bowl left tackle.
Yep.
Wait, the Ravens got him?
Yeah.
Wasn't he on Pittsburgh for a while?
Yeah.
He was on our team for a while.
I just know him from the.
Yeah, I remember we just let him go, and then he's just like an all-star on the
Navy Credit Union or something.
Yeah.
That commercial.
Yeah.
USAA.
For a great little rate you to get on time, Golden Center will save some time.
Blanca, you got the general, don't you?
I do.
Does Shaquille O'Neal come over and
he sends me messages about my rates every few days?
Shaquille O'Neal does?
Yeah.
Personally?
It's like a little pop-up. It's like, "Hey fam, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. You're saving this much money with the general."
You guys think it's going to be Big Ben's last year? Or?
I give him 2. I think he got 2 more.
You think?
Probably 2 more.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at Brady like you can't go out like that. Brady.
Well, you guys drafted.
Everyone looks like a bitch compared to Brady.
Kyle Trask? Didn't you guys draft the quarterback from Florida?
No, Trask went to.
Why did we not draft?
Oh, he gone. He gone.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
All right, yeah, you're back.
I think little Kyle's trying to FaceTime me.
Yo, try to sit still, Nicholas.
Nicholas, is he okay?
Kyle? Yeah, he's...
Yeah.
Are you guys devastated?
He's at the lacrosse house right now. I'm going to be going soon, so...
Oh, boy.
He's probably wondering where I am.
Oh, boy.
You're on the Quarterback Factory show. He should be watching.
Yeah, no, I'll have to get him on. He's been obviously pretty upset because the season ended, so...
What was the final score?
It was 15-11 we lost, but it was not that it made it any better, but it was the number 6 team in the country. So, I mean, we were with them the whole time. We actually were beating them 4-1, and then
I saw that guys were up 4-2 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, we were up 4-2 at the end of the first.
So you guys pulled a Sixers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Fourth quarter meltdown.
No, it was tough.
Sucks,
Kyle's still got. I mean, he's a 5th year now, obviously, but I personally think that he'll come back for his 6th year. That's my early season prediction.
Well, yeah, because he redshirted his freshman year and then lost last year's eligibility.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So he used this year because of his freshman year injury. He broke his tibia or fibia, and then he has another year because of COVID last year. So technically, I have 4 more years because everyone in college got this year back, and then I lost my freshman year. So I'm technically a senior in high school right now, and I next year. Even though I'm a junior, I have 4 more years to go.
You're like Ben Simmons, you're going to be rookie of the year.
Is that your pickup line to the chicks in college? Like, I'm technically a senior in high school, girl.
Technically, I'm a senior in high school.
I think Kyle will come back though. So he doesn't know it yet, but I'm sure he'll come back. So then there will be 3 finales.
You guys
know it yet.
You and Kyle have to sit down and watch National Lampoon's Van Wilder because that's Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Has Kyle taken off his uniform from last night, or is he still wearing it?
He was upset.
He's still walking around with his face paint on. Sorry, Kyle, I love you.
No.
You guys, what you call it, though, man?
Today
you guys had a huge season together, dude.
I woke up actually this morning.
He looked like he was part of the Legion of Doom.
He looked like William Wallace.
Spikes on his
he had
shoulder
the spikes
pads.
on and his shoulder pads on.
we all went over to the house last night, and I woke up this morning. I was like, yeah, Kyle's probably better. I woke up this morning like at 11:30 in the morning to Kyle blaring music, just like super upset, just drinking a Corona. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But
it's all right, Kyle. It's all right, pal.
He's doing well though. He'll be back.
Good.
I mean, I know when you guys after a loss, individual stats don't matter, but you guys like kick some major fucking ass this year.
Kyle did I'm proud of Kyle. He did very good.
He had the second highest shot percentage. He had the second highest shot percentage in the nation.
He actually had because the person above him only played 6 games, but he actually had the best shooting percentage in the whole entire country out of D1, D2, and D3. So,
holy shit!
So he played the most. I mean, the person I think
that's my godson.
Yeah, the person who had number 1 had like a 68% shooting percentage, but they only played 6 games. Kyle had a 67.8, and he was whatever you call it, and he played a full season, so he's technically number 1.
How many games in the season?
Wow.
Huh?
How many games in the season?
We went 9-5. So what is that? 14 games.
14.
Yeah, so he played 14 games and had a 67.8 shooting percentage. So that's the best in the country.
I was listening to the one game broadcast, and the away announcer was talking whoever was doing the broadcast.
Yeah,
he was like, and he's like, there's 4 more finales in the pipeline. So if any one of you guys are listening and you want to come here, we have a great program.
Yeah.
Yep. Christopher will be next year. So.
Yep. Fun stuff, man.
Yeah, I got out tomorrow. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my couch out of here.
Maybe Kyle can break his wrist or something, get another year of eligibility, and then all 4 of you guys can play together with Franco.
I told Kyle this is the last time this is the only possibility that 3 finales can play on the field together. So he's got to do it.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I get it. He's gonna be back regardless. He's either gonna coach next year or he's gonna play. But I think he'll play.
You're not gonna listen to him. You be the coach.
He can't coach other finales. That's impossible.
But all right. Well, thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna go see what Kyle's up.
Thanks for coming on, Nicholas. Congrats on a good year.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
it. Go take care of
Browns.
Captain Coach Kyle.
Yeah, go Browns.
Yeah, go Steelers.
Go Browns.
All right, buddy.
Later, guys.
See you later.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. There he is, Mr. Ricky Ridiculous Nicholas.
He looks
my nephew.
What a guy.
Johnny Lawrence from...
Tell him to come back anytime. Just stop talking shit about the Steelers.
He looks like Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid and now Cobra Kai.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
All he needs is
he's got a chin on him too, man. He's got like a Thanos jaw.
Looks like Johnny Lawrence, acts like Spicoli, and is just a treasure.
Yep, he
but
is
Cincinnati.
Nicholas found out about 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago that I'm his cousin. He's like, I swear to God,
just somebody that hung around the family.
He's like, so you and Brendan are like as far. He's like, you and Brendan are like as far apart in ages like me and you, and I'm like, yeah. And he was like, but KK's my aunt, and you're her son. So wouldn't that make you my cousin? And I'm like, yeah, that's yes, buddy, yes. And he's like, but like you're just as close in age to Brendan as you are to me. And I'm like, I know, I'm aware. He's like, that's how it works sometimes.
Did he used to call you Uncle Sean?
No. He's just like, oh wow, how crazy. It's
wow. Crazy.
Oh
my God.
Love
God
him.
bless my sister.
What a kid.
God bless my sister. That's all I gotta say.
What a kid.
So, anyway, I got a C. Sean's got a C plus. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Whatever you got.
Fire it up, fellas.
I don't know. It's always so hard to do these things just because I feel like you gotta.
I mean, you don't have to be like, oh, this is why, and spitting facts, and this is why an agenda. But you understood what I was saying, though.
Dude, you better pretend that you
with 12 picks, and now we got one starter.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's especially with the Howie Roseman draft. There's so many ifs. Oh well, let me see what Landon Dickerson's gonna do because, honestly, if Smith proves to be a solid to very good starting wide receiver, and Dickerson stays healthy and ends up being a perfect Jason Kelsey replacement, or if he plays guard and is an all-pro or something like that, well, then you're talking two very good starters on one side of the ball, and then I'm probably going a B+ to an A- because how often do you get two very good players in the draft? But having said that, I think you got to go C+ because of all those ifs. You can't. Dickerson, like you said, I mean, I would have said the same thing. It's like a Sidney Jones lineman version. This is another Howie Roseman. Let me try and be smarter than everyone else, and take a shot. It never works out for us. I hope it does, but it just never seems to work out for us. When we take these injuries.
It's gonna happen this time, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless this dude drops 15 to 20 pounds and actually takes some pressure off of these friggin' joints and ligaments that he keeps popping.
Dude, he blew out both his ankles and tore both ACLs and both knees.
Yeah, dude, why don't you try and get down to 310 or something, 305 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just playing in the trenches, man. When you're Jason Kelsey is more about using his agility and his smarts. This dude's just like a raw, nasty road grader.
Fucking meatball.
You're putting so much stress on your lower half, dude. Just trying to bully guys off the line like that.
I don't know if you guys saw Baldy or if you followed Baldy on Instagram, but he had
a Baldy breakdowns of him.
Yeah, he had a couple clips of Dickerson, and that's exactly what he was doing. It was funny. A couple of the clips, he barely even moved, and he was just throwing shoulders or throwing his arms, and dudes, they were flying off the screen. You couldn't even see what they made.
And you could just pancake people and he just lay on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, once we got to day 3, I didn't really know a lot of these guys. I heard this running back is okay. He seems pretty cocky.
I like Gainwell, man. I like him.
Yeah, and
his last name is Gainwell.
He did some big things at Memphis, right? That Memphis he was at.
Yeah, Memphis.
Yeah,
he only played 1 year. He was only a starter for 1 year.
Yeah, and that's another thing about this draft. It's you had a lot of guys that opted out this year, and I don't know. It's just I think the best I could do is C+. I don't know anything about the quarterback. I was watching some Milton Williams tape, and I kind of agree with Sean with what Sean was saying. Nothing really stuck out. And I don't know if it's because I read that article where people were comparing his measurables to Aaron Donald, and I expected to see more. But he just really didn't. Nothing really jumped off the screen at me. He just kind of seemed like he was just there when a quarterback was scrambling, and he got the sack, and he just kind of was right place, right time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm hoping that the top 2 picks hit, and if they do, then I'll probably be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I agree, but it's just frustrating that we just got to be well, it's an if, and it's a wait and see, and there shouldn't be. And the frustrating part is because, I mean, obviously we all know there was legit blue chip talent sitting there at 37 that could have been a first day starter. I know we talked about Asante Samuel Jr. at corner and linebackers. Yeah, I mean, we could have took the D tackle from who's that? Christian Barmore, Sean.
Yep.
Could have taken him if you wanted like a lineman guy. Could have taken him Fletch. I'm not gonna lie. Fletch got what? 2-3 years left? Maybe.
Well, that was another thing that made me give a C plus is the fact that we gave up our second, third round
pick 84, pick 84
to get up 2 spots. To me, like, I don't know, I would have been with having 11 picks. They had 11 picks that draft right before they traded with Dallas. To me, I was all about like trying to get back into the second round, or even if you could, very late first round again, right? Using like a lot of these picks or using something from next year to get back in and get a top 64 or whatever it be player, get another second round pick or another first round pick. So I don't know. I mean, the fact that they gave up that third just to move up 2 spots, I think kind of bummed me out as well. But C plus.
What's like a kick in the dick? Sorry, I was talking to Kyle, our fellow draft Nick, and
Kyle gave him a B plus, by the way.
Yeah, I know because he likes the upside of the guys, and I totally understand that. Listen, if Smith can gain some weight, if Dickerson can stay healthy, and Milton Williams can develop his technique, and we get some contributions from guys like Gainwell, then this is a solid B plus draft. But
on paper right now, it's not.
On paper right now, it's not. I like a majority of the players we drafted. I just don't love the picks. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the guys. I just think it was a poor allocation of resources from beginning to end. And it's just a classic Howie Roseman type of draft. It's what we've come to expect. There's ifs up and down the board. If Devontae Smith can gain weight and learn how to get set and, learn how to beat an NFL press. If Landon Dickerson can stay healthy. If Milton Williams can develop his technique. If that 1 year of Kenny Gainwell where he balled out at Memphis can translate into the NFL. It's ifs across the board. If you get 2 to 3 starters and another 1 or 2 contributors from a draft, that's a good draft.
Yeah.
But are we going to
a better draft than we've ever had? Probably.
It's
all ifs and maybes, which is the most frustrating thing because you look at other teams of the way they did their draft, and I'm sorry, but Dallas drafted all 6 defensive players, and they're all going to contribute.
They saw what they needed, and they went.
They addressed it all the way, and I know as much as you hate it, the Devontae Smith pick, Sean, but like other people were on board with it. It's almost like Howie was like they handcuffed Howie for the first round. I think I was saying that last week to maybe Dan or Blanco on the second day. I think it's almost like they handcuffed Howie, and they were like, okay, you're not allowed to make the first pick. We're drafting a guy that's supposed to go in the top 10 here that we need. It's like you're not gonna reach, and you're not gonna do like you're going in the closet for round 1, Howie. And then it seems like he came out to frolic for the rest of the whole fucking draft.
See, that feels more like a Howie pick than anything. I don't know, man. Like you have to assume that the Bears they made.
Well, you were out after pick 8. After Horn went number 8,
because I knew how the board was going to fall.
Your soul left your body, and then Surtain went, and you're just like, wow.
I definitely got to cut some sound bites from that rant.
As soon as Horn went at pick 8, I knew how the board was going to fall. I already I resigned myself.
You were saying it like way before we were up. You were like, I just know it. We're going to draft Devontae Smith. I just know it. You were out already. You were gone by then. You were like, fuck this.
So wait, Sean, so we stayed at 12. I think we had this conversation before. We stayed at 12. Okay, so Parsons goes to Dallas at 10. Devontae Smith goes to the Giants at 11. You're sitting there at 12. You're taking Rashawn Slater?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you would have been satisfied with that.
Rashawn Slater can play guard. Okay. Rashawn Slater has positional diversity, and he has top-end potential at multiple positions.
You're speaking my language right now.
Is Rashawn...
You're taking all my notes.
Lane and Brandon Brooks.
84 pick to get back in the second, or...
And that would leave us with an extra third rounder. And I mean, honestly, if you really want to think about it this way, you never know exactly how a board is going to fall. But before we made that trade up, you have to assume that the Bears called us about trading up because they knew that the Cowboys and the Giants aren't going to take Justin Fields. So you have to assume that the Bears gave us a call and was like, hey, we'll give you our first round pick to move up to 12. You guys slide back to 20. And then, I mean, if we're talking about a long-term build, which is why, Rome wasn't built in a day, that's why we didn't reach for a corner, whatever the case might be, then why wouldn't you go for, take that, have 4 first-round picks next year, and then at pick 20, Rashad Bateman, Greg Newsome, and a handful of other very good players were still on the board that we could have grabbed at positions of need. And it's like, dude, I just think it was a poor allocate. Like I said, I like the pick. I like the players. I just don't like the way we allocated the assets from top to bottom.
Gotcha. Danny and Blanco, grades?
You want to go, Dan?
Yeah, I'll go. So I'm on board with the C+, B-.
Okay.
Starting, with Smith, I mean, me and Brendan were excited that day. I mean, I think... I even picked that. It was
you guys both were
then,
genuinely excited.
I think it was the right time. It's the right pick at the right time, and it just. I know Sean, you think different about it, but I think it's.
Fuck Sean.
I mean,
oh wait, he's here.
According to A2D, fuck Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be rare, but there was players that were similar built that did succeed. I might have been wrong with this. Was it Marvin Harrison? Might have been that same built that I've seen. I might have seen that, but I could have been wrong on the name. It was one of the
Marvin Harrison. That's who he's being compared to. Yeah.
So he was, his built. So I mean, it's who knows. It's a waiting game. We'll see what happens. My thought on Dickerson is like, the injuries are definitely out there. That's all you hear. I mean, I can't speak for the ankles, but when people get, surgeries and stuff like that, it makes, apparently, just, quote me if I'm wrong, but the ACLs, if they get repaired, they get stronger. So he's going to have maybe a year to sit out, get stronger. From what I heard, too, was, pitchers do that. They feel like, hey, my arm's blown out. It's time for me to get Tommy John, and it's going to make my arm stronger. That's just, that if, in case we do get a good player, it'll probably be definitely a B- if he comes up and he's that player that, besides injuries. So, and then, just same with, Biggie, man. It was just like when we're going back, I didn't really knew too much, what is it? Williams, I mean, things I've heard, I don't know, with like watching a little bit of tape,
like an old man in a rocking chair.
Can he get off the block? I don't know. So it's just a waiting game for that. So Gainwell, he looks like he could be a potential player too. So after that, I don't know any of the other players, so I can't really.
Gainwell was, when I initially started doing it, Gainwell was my number 3 running back. I moved him down to number 4 just because I started watching more Javonte Williams, and I was like, holy shit, this dude is amazing. But I mean, in my opinion, we got a top 5 running back. I would have liked to see more of a power back in that slot, but Ramondre Stevenson.
We got Jordan Howard. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
I forgot we got Jordan Howard.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more of a traditional power back, between the tackles type of guy. But I get
going to the Super Bowl this year, boys.
Again, with the positional diversity, the dude's pretty much a receiver playing in the backfield. He is an excellent route runner, good pass blocker. He's got, a lot of markers of a contributor. So I really like that pick where we got him. It's great value.
Good. Yeah, I think Williams just was like how we reached though. I mean, it's just that that's the only pick I might not like in this, and that's probably the pick I totally disagree with in this draft. Others I see potential, like you said, Sean. Good thing is we do have tons of picks next year. So
we do.
See what we have this year, and we can go.
Yeah, tons of picks to fuck up.
All right, well, we need Jalen Hurts to be the guy if we want to keep those picks, though.
Yeah,
I think you're projected to get a fourth round comp pick from Jalen Mills. So I think we have 2 5s, 2 4s, 3 1s, a 2 and a 3.
It's insane.
So that's, I mean, dude, you like, all right, you got the ammo, dude. It's time to hit on these fucking picks. It's you're not gonna hit on every pick. It's nearly impossible. The drafts that come around, like I think what was it? Was it 2002? It was 2002. We ended up getting like Vito,
never happened.
Michael Lewis and Brian Westbrook all in one draft. Like that, those come around once. You know what I mean? That's once in a generation type shit.
Yeah.
So you don't expect that, but we need to get at least 2 to 3 players. You know.
The back end of the draft, the back end of the draft seems like they try to pick positions of need. Who was the guy that they tried to? He came in as a safety, but they had him as a
Jacoby Stevens.
What's that all about?
He definitely profiles more as a traditional box safety. So I mean, there's really no such thing as a box safety anymore with the way the NFL plays the game. Yeah. With all the 3 wides and 4 wides spread.
So he's the next White Snake.
Yeah, I mean,
White Lightning.
We can make him a linebacker or a safety. We got.
Is he a black snake? What color snake is he?
Well, you're an eagle, man. We're pumped up. How do you feel?
Maybe he's a green snake.
So C+ for me right now.
C+ for you. I got a C. Mike, what did you say? C?
I said C+ too.
C+. I just got straight C.
What was your grade? You were a B-, right, Sean?
That was my B- was my
optimistic. What's your actual grade?
Player evaluation. C+ was my pick evaluation.
So you guys are all C+, 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 and C. Yeah. No wait, you said C-, right, Biggie?
I said C+.
Okay, so everybody's C+ except for Brad. He's C.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go C++ because that's a programming language. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go next.
C++.
You don't speak Spanish.
I was just thinking about that.
Plus.
Blanco, you have to type out your draft evaluation in binary code. All 1s and 0s.
Well, there's 10 types of people in this world who understand binary, right?
10?
There's 10 types of people in the world altogether. I fucked up the joke, but there's 10 types of people in this world. Those who understand binary and those who don't.
I think I get it because it's all 1s and 0s.
Well, the 1 and a 0 actually translates to 2. 1 0 in binary translates to 2. So that's the joke. So that's why it's
my head's gonna explode.
There's 10 types of people in the world.
I don't get it.
Those who understand binary and those who don't. That's
Blanco. You and your computer jokes. Yeah. What a card.
I speak machine.
What a computer dad joke.
Blanco.
Computer dad joke.
Oh my god.
It's an old joke. I didn't make that up. It's an old joke. Old joke. Old nerd joke. It's a
good one.
It's an oldie but a goodie. All right, let me get to my draft grades. God, I put a lot of time and effort into this, guys, and you just...
And we didn't draft Mac Jones.
You pushed me to the back.
Devastated about that. Ugh. We know you were devastated about Mac Jones. He was there. He was right for the picking, even if we stayed at 12. He was right there.
We could have stayed at 6 and had Mac Jones.
He was.
Yeah.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
But in all seriousness, I do have a little bit of things I've been thinking about the past week, and I have a few ups, a few things I like, and I have a few more things that I don't like. So I don't know if I'm going to give this draft a C. Obviously, I'm not thinking about future potential or anything like that. I'm thinking about it is for what it is, and I'm just going by the things I do like and things I don't like, and I have more things that I don't like than things that I do like. And I'm not a fucking scout. I'll preface with that. I don't watch college football at all. And Sean absolutely has no idea what he's talking about. He should be a fan of a different team. Fuck him.
You know how many times I've been told that shit since last week? It's insane.
All right, so I'll talk about the things that I do like first. And one of the things I do like about, namely the first round pick, the first number 10 pick of Devontae Smith, what I do like about that is that's them pretty much staking their claim in Jalen Hurts. And I'm okay with that. I'm on board with that. You know, they kind of made this claim a while ago, but they never wanted to admit to it. They didn't want to say, "Oh yeah, he's absolutely our starting quarterback." But I think by drafting Devontae Smith at 10, I think it's there's no doubt Jalen Hurts is, at least they're setting Jalen Hurts up for the best possible success he could have, and it's his turn to fuck it up if he fucks it up or he takes it for success. So I like that. I do like that. That's his boy, Alabama boy. And Devontae Smith, I didn't watch any of his tape or anything. I just read a few things about him, and one of the things I read about him that I like is that he's been dealing with the whole size thing his entire life. Obviously never at the NFL level, but you know, it's always been about his size. It's always been about his size. Alabama, they wanted to put weight on him, but it just doesn't happen. But he's still tough as shit, and he even played cornerback, and went out there and did well. So maybe, you know, all the slander about his size, maybe that works to his advantage, like in a kind of Sproles effect. Has a Sproles effect on him, and that would be fucking great. But that's speaking about possibilities. I don't want to speak about possibilities. Obviously, he has upside. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been picked at number 10. Everybody in the NFL draft has upside. Everybody in the NFL draft, even the UDFAs, were the best players in their entire region. So, you know, it doesn't mean shit right now anymore at all from this moment forward. So, but we'll see.
You gotta add another quarterback to the quarterback factory. We signed an undrafted free agent quarterback.
I do like that. That is also a
I heard good things about that dude.
We signed Jamie Newman. Jamie Newman, if you can go back in the Quarterback Factory show blog, big board, my first big board of the season. Jamie Newman was ranked as my 6th overall quarterback, I believe.
Hey, once we get to like OTAs and like training camp and shit, and people are starting to see these dudes do things, we got to bring that back up. We got to bring that scout profile that you made and bring it up like, hey, this is what Quarterback Factory show's own Sean said about him a long time ago before he was an Eagle. So here we go. We believe in that guy. Another thing I like, obviously, that everyone likes is the running back. It's probably the best pick in the whole draft as far as a pick is concerned. I'm always down for a running back. And what was he, 5th round? Yeah, 5th round. I do still have faith in the Eagles' ability to find a running back at that level, you know, or whatever. Westbrook, wasn't he a late round? Westbrook was a late round.
He was a third.
Okay, that's not as late as that. But anyway, I digress. So that's pretty much all the things I like about it. And then the things that I don't like about it, I have a little list here, a little laundry list here. So if we really wanted wide receiver, we could have had a better wide receiver at 6. There's 2 wide receivers that went before Devontae Smith. We could have stayed at 6 and got either one of those guys. I think, right? Because both of them went after 6, right?
Well, no, Jamar Chase went 5.
Okay, so we could have had the other guy. We could have had one of the guys.
Waddle.
Waddle. Is Waddle better than Jalen? His name is Jalen. We should have had him. I don't understand why we didn't draft him. All right. Second, this one's even more of a bold point for me. That was kind of like, if we really wanted the wide receiver, we could have got a better wide receiver 6, blah, blah, blah. But who we really could have had at 6, who I really liked, is Lyman, Penei Sewell. I would have loved to grab Penei Sewell at 6. I didn't even think he was going to be available at 6. And I was even saying this during the show. Like, oh, shit, Penei Sewell is available at 6. That's, like, the main angry point I have about this is that we could have had Penei Sewell. And I think we need a lineman, not a center. I think we need another lineman. We go into every year, if Lane stays healthy, we're good. If Brandon Brooks comes back and stays healthy, we're good. If whoever it is, everything, the entire line is on such a fucking thread. I would have loved to have a first round, blue collar, tough motherfucking lineman, tackle. And I would love to have that. Which brings me to my very next point. We traded back to 12. We could have stayed at 12 and had Slater. Sean, you were just saying that this dude is versatile. He could play tackle or guard. That sounds fucking great to me. Stayed at 12. We could have stayed at 12. got Slater, and still had that extra third-round pick, and had another extra third-round pick, sounds
to
great
reach on an injured player.
Yeah.
two third-round picks on top of everything we have already. An extra third-round pick on top of everything we have now sounds like something we could have used. And instead, we traded it away to jump up 2 spots to screw the Giants over for Devontae Smith. And while I hope that works out for us, I just feel like getting one of those linemen, either at 6 or at 12, I think would have been a better deal instead of doing another trade to up to 10.
Yeah, but was the
and that's
Giants
it. I'm done.
Was the Giants fans' reactions worth it? Because goddamn, I enjoyed it.
That was nice. That's a nice little caveat. I should have added that into the like column. That was absolutely a positive.
He's like, wait a minute, what the hell? The Eagles are on the clock. Oh God, they're taking Smith. Don't take Smith.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's
definitely a plus.
That gave me a little strength waking up the next day. But
he's sitting there clutching the football. He's like, just pass on him. He's like, at least pass on him so we can pass on him.
There's
so
nothing
my grade is a C-.
They always fucking with us. Okay.
C.
Oh, I was gonna say, holy shit, Blanco. That's
so
harsh.
I'll be the lowest grade of all of us, and I'll say C-.
We're all around the same range, though. We all kind of feel the same way about it. It's like
I don't want to give it a D.
It's because we're smart.
I thought about a D+. But I'm like, I don't think it warrants a D+.
No, because
there's definitely upside.
Guys. Yeah,
there's definitely upside. So, but there's just some things I just didn't like about it, and C-.
I mean, even me as somebody who's not a huge fan of Devontae Smith, I understand that he does have game-breaking ability. He is a playmaker. If I mean that's really the word.
Stretch for a catch.
There you go. It's the if.
Yeah.
It's the if factor. And it's like, all right, I elaborated on this in my little spat with the dude last night. It's like, all right, he never really he was quicker than pretty much everybody that he came up against. While he's not like a sub 4.4 burner, run down the field and, you know what I mean, type of Tyreek Hill, he's very agile. But maybe he played 2 or 3 pro starting level NFL corners in his college career. What's going to happen, when you have like a guy like a Trey White, when you have a guy like a Marlon Humphrey, like a Jalen Ramsey that can stay with you and they're so much stronger than you. Are you going to be able to make that contested catch? Are you going to be able to break free from the press? Or how effective are you going to be in the red zone at that small? If I take away your agility with a bracket, I put an athletic linebacker underneath with a corner over the top, and you don't have space, what are you going to do for us, And it's like when you pick a guy in the top 10, I need somebody out there that I know that could possibly contribute every single down, no matter where we are on the field in any situation. And, with the Rashawn Slater pick, it's like, if Jalen Hurts is the guy going forward, say he capitalizes on some potential, or if he's not, and we have to come back next year and draft a quarterback and address the or trade for a quarterback, with Deshaun Watson stuff, whatever. But a quarterback's best friend is an offensive line. And if you were to get Rashawn Slater and add that to Jack Driscoll and Jordan Mailata, you have 3 young pieces moving forward that are, and Sayamalu, solid and serviceable. Yeah. You have 4 of your 5 pieces on an offensive line that you can play with for the next 5 years.
My draft grade would go from a C- to an A-, if that is the case.
Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and now we just have to really just all focus on the hopefulness that Dickerson pans out and beats the player, or becomes the player that we all hope he can be. So, real quick before we sign off here, the other Giants video of the dude punching the wall.
Oh, that's great.
Fucking
just 2 quick holes in the drywall. Like, bro, what? You got to pass.
Get upstairs. Get upstairs. She wanted to sock the shit out of him.
Are you serious? She sent him to his room.
Yeah.
Go upstairs. Go to your room.
Yeah.
So
those
two.
I think what we should do right now, though, is I think we need to read off one of those comments of the peoples that talk shit to Sean.
You can. I'm going to bed because I need to be up early.
Oh, hold on. Mike's got a point.
The Nets lost again. Just want to throw
They did?
They lost again.
Who?
Wow.
Noise.
Nets.
So we're 2 games up, right?
Yeah.
Kyrie had
3 games and we're first place, right?
You know what? It makes that 4-game losing streak such a kick in the dick because if we would have won even one of those games, we could have the 1 seed locked up on Friday, and then we could rest our guys until the playoffs.
Well, I think
You know
Nets lost tonight didn't matter as far as the magic number because apparently the
still need to win for it.
Tiebreaker,
but it helps that they lose.
And the Bucks had the tiebreaker over us, I think, too.
Yeah, still helps.
Yeah, but one thing I was like, I had some hope is Howie loves the workout warrior guys. He loves the dudes that perform great at the combine, and I was like, all right, no combine this year. Maybe we'll just go with what you see on film. The best player available on film, not who runs the fastest 40-yard dash in their underwear or bench presses 580 fucking pounds. And it's like Milton Williams is the perfect example of that. He went to a smaller school. He wasn't playing in the SEC, playing up against pro-level offensive lines. He played for fucking Louisiana Tech. And if you're not – you can tell me all you want about your athletic measurables, but if you're not dominating at a school like that, you're not worth a top 100 pick to me. Your potential makes me want to fucking sell.
Well, that's Howie. That's Howie being Howie. I think we can all agree on that, and it has always been, and it's never going to change. So we just got to sit here and take it up the tailpipe. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I got to be up early tomorrow. So, I don't know if you want to sign off, if you want to stay on.
No!
I personally am out of here.
I'll take
I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Make sure you cough and turn your head to the right.
Why did you have to go from this meeting?
He's got to get his haircut.
And they're only open at like 7 in the morning. They open up at that early, so he has to go.
So I want to do a real quick spoken word, if you will.
Oh man, slam! Do you have to do it slam?
Real quick, Columbo. Do you know Mikey Greco?
Mike Greco.
From he was friends with Rich Pace, or is friends with Rich Pace from Mayfair. You know Rich Pace, right? Erica's brother.
I remember Pace. Yeah.
You remember? I think they lived on the same street, Mikey Greco, and I forget his sister's name. But I just took a shot. He's my UPS driver now.
I'm trying to think.
I
know Grecos. I know Dan Greco. I know Megan Greco.
I know Geico.
UPS driver comes walking up my driveway with a mask on, and he's like, "My guy!" And he has a mask on, so I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Holy shit, it's Greco!" I wasn't sure if he knew him from the neighborhood.
Was he one of the dudes that was talking shit in ATD radio?
No, I don't think so.
Man.
Shout out to one of our newest follower fans, Cowboy Chris, works for UPS.
Cowboy Chris, what a name!
Cowboy Chris.
Sounds
Cowboy
like
spelled with a K. Chris spelled with a K.
KRS cars for kids.
All right, I gotta read a little poem for you guys.
Yeah, read the poem.
Read a little poem for you guys. All right. These are not my written words. I am just gonna speak them. What a clueless Eagles fan. I'm sorry. That dude knows nothing about football. Does he even watch football? Any Eagles fan not happy with Devontae Smith pick needs to seriously get a clue. Signed, Chris L. Coleman in the A2D Radio Real Sports Talk group. We're not afraid to show A2D Radio's name on our own podcast. We're not going to delete this.
We starting a podcast beef.
Oh, right. I'll beef. I will I will DDoS their whole system.
DDoS. It's gonna be like the end of Anchorman. Now you're in dead place.
No touching of the hair or face, of course.
Of course.
Oh my God.
It sucks that they took the video down, man. There were some gold comments, and I didn't even get to join the group yet. I was gonna join in and I was gonna join in and leave a popcorn gif.
Me and Blanca were talking about how like we were gonna like they were saying like you need to become a fan of another team. Like we were getting on them hardcore. Like
dude, what?
Like,
did the Super Bowl make us
they're the same people that if you disagree on politics, they'll tell you to move out of the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
The same people.
They think because you just have a different point of view, you don't, your point of view of the team, you should leave. You should not be a fan of the team anymore just because your point of view is different.
I ran into them comment sections like fucking Jon Snow at the Battle of the Bastards.
Yo, you did. You did.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I was ready. I was just like, I was
Except
sitting there
you didn't have to die and come back to life. You survived.
I did die.
You might have murdered a lot
Thursday night. I died a week ago today.
Yeah, that's true. You died that day and came back to life and then murdered a whole bunch of those fucking
absolutely
assholes. Like I said,
dude, what?
Like I said, Palumbo 1, A2D fans 0.
Was that the guy that the screenshot I sent you of the conversation?
Yeah, that's all I have is the screenshots you sent.
Oh my god, dude! There was more to that. I didn't get a chance to screenshot it because I was like, "Fuck this guy, I'm going to bed." Yeah. But I gave him, my whole 9 and 10 as to why I thought Devontae Smith might not be a great pick, and then he's just put up a graphic of his senior year stats, and I'm like, all right, dude, how about the 100 other college football fucking receivers that were phenoms that got picked in the top 10 that didn't amount to fucking dog shit?
Yeah.
And go through the fucking list, but that's neither here nor there. He's on the team. I want him to do well, regardless of how I feel about the pick or feel about his upside or feel about Howie Roseman. I want him to do well. I just think that there's too many ifs.
Thing on their balls.
That was Nicholas.
Yeah, man. I think Blanco, you made a good point, man. I think
quarterback factor.
For Jalen, it was a good pick for Jalen at this time. I didn't even think about it like that, but they could have moved up too if they really wanted to give something because they really need to see if he's our quarterback for the future. And
the way I think, what if you guys were saying, what if I think Sean or Brandon, it might have been Sean that was saying it. What if Jalen doesn't pan out as the quarterback? What does that make for Devontae Smith, who's literally Jalen's boy?
Drafted.
Obviously, Devontae Smith's gonna be loyal to his paycheck, of course. But I'm just saying that's his boy.
Too. Was Dickerson on the field? You think at the time of them three were on the field together?
Who
was Dickerson on the field with them two?
Honestly, that's bad. I don't want to see Dickerson this year.
No, I'm talking about in Alabama. They all play at the same time? You think?
Yeah, they all played at the same time.
Considering his injuries, I didn't know if he was on the field with them too.
Follow Baldinger and go to one of his last couple posts. He breaks down a couple of Alabama films on the one post, and it's one play where.
So Smith Dickerson's Alabama. The center is Alabama too.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
But on the same play, he goes to Dickerson blocking, and it's one of the blocks where he just fucking throws the dude out of the.
Is that the dude I saw the video where he was injured and the whole team loved him, so they went out for the last play of the season or some shit? That dude.
That's one thing.
He was the captain for the Quintos in the national championship game this year.
Well, he better be fucking Kelsey 2.0, or I don't want him.
He's a completely different player than Kelsey. Kelsey's a super freak athlete. This dude's just like a pure mauler. I think he'll be better off at guard than center, personally.
That would make me happy. That would make me happier. I mean, I don't know how much longer Kelsey has.
He's massive. I mean,
I knew that. He's much bigger than Kelsey.
330.
There's a lot of technical shit that I could break down as to why he wouldn't be great for center in general. Center is a new position, so to speak. When you're
you can
you can block one of like 4 guys at any given time. Obviously there's plays where guards pull and and like sweeps and dives and shit like that. But for the most part, a guard's just gonna line up in front of his guy and maul him and try to get to the second level. A center, as your center, you can either go, you might have to go with one of the 2 D tackles. You have to worry about both A gaps when it comes to a linebacker or multiple linebackers that could be blitzing through the A gap, or even a safety, depending on what it is. And then
too bad they can't practice against real linebackers.
You're the last one to get your balls. You're the last one to get the ball out of. You're the last one to get into your block.
Sing on their balls.
You're the last one to get into your block. As a center, you have to snap the ball first. So that automatically is going to just put a little bit more of a strain on your body. You're not getting as much chance to brace for impact, so to speak, and you need to be a little bit quicker on your first step.
So given his injury status, is he ready to play year 1 in NFL, or is he
he'll be a red shirt. He'll be a red shirt.
Okay.
I mean, even if
he's a what you call it? He's the same as the cornerback.
Sidney Jones. Yeah,
he's a Sidney Jones pick.
I think he tore it end of December, so he might be ready for like late season, like week 13, week 14. But I mean, honestly, if we're at a point where we need to play him, that means Brooks
I was just about to say that.
Probably hurt.
I was about to say that. I hope he's ready to get thrown into the fire because Brooks is probably going to get hurt preseason just like last year. And
I imagine that, Jack Driscoll or Nate Herbig would even take that spot before him just not to risk
it makes sense.
on your investment. So I don't think we see him this year. Milton Williams, it depends on, one thing I have a little hope for with Milton Williams is that BG and Fletcher, 2 of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Consummate professionals, smart football players. They know the game. They've been around the team. They've been through 4 different regimes now with Sirianni. And they've just excelled throughout it all. So
it's basically their team at this point.
Yeah. Ideally, you would like to see, them guys kind of take him under his wing because he's so raw, dude. If you watch, I mean, he got by on his speed and his power more so than anything else. Doesn't have great hands, doesn't have the you would think for someone as agile and quick as he is, he would have like top tier footwork. And it's not really there. He gets a little lazy, as a lineman, as a pass rusher in general, you're supposed to engage, drive, and chop. You want to engage, get you in the shoulder pads. If you have the inside leverage, then it's a win. You drive, dip your head, dip your hips, drive, and then chop your feet and just push, especially from an interior pass rush. And you didn't see a lot of that when he wasn't the one to get inside leverage. He doesn't have a move to go to. You see some of these guys, they have like the club and swim, they have spin moves, whatever the case might be. And he doesn't really have anything like that. Super raw, dude. Super raw. I think our best talent to value ratio pick was Kenny Gainwell. And that's sad, man. That the 5th round pick is our best talent to value ratio type of guy.
Yeah. And he's going to be in his best case scenario is going to be number 2 running back to
Miles. And he's pretty similar to Miles. He's a better receiver, but he's not he doesn't have the same type of vision as Miles. Miles can put his foot in the dirt, cut, find a hole that wasn't there half a second ago, and
Miles is a home run hitter. He's like Bryce Harper of running backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost like kind of like a Shady, except for Shady can just like make shit happen with that with that shiftiness.
Shady was just a different animal.
The home run ability is kind of like Shady, except he's more of like you said, a nose to the ground, and he finds it and he's gone. Where Shady's like, oh shit.
Miles is like a one. He's a one cut type of dude. Yeah. He's gonna find the hole, burst through it, and either get you, 3 or 4 yards, or
fumble it, or 75-yard touchdown.
Or fumble it away. Or fumble it away. Which is
but he's been a liability though.
Yeah, I hope his fumbling issues fixed. Yeah, because his fumbling
and his injuries. Yeah,
his fumbling and his injuries last year. Not even injury, like his fatigue. The fatigue was that really him, or was that the coaching decisions? Like that worries me too.
I think we're gonna see a lot of dual back sets, which is another reason I'm like, fuck, man, with this Devontae Smith pick, because if we're seeing a run heavy, screen heavy, swing passes to the running back, check down type of offense, which we saw a lot of in 2017, which is what made us so effective with those splash plays, those big, 40, 50-yard plays, is because the defense had to respect everything underneath. We had a steady run game. We were effective in the screen game. Our running backs, LeGarrette Blount wasn't the best at it, but our running backs as a whole were pretty effective at catching the ball and picking up some yards on those screens and swing passes and wheel routes, and that opened everything up over the top. Now, if Devontae Smith is on the outside, the run's not going that direction. He's a complete liability. He's going to get blown the fuck off the ball. If a screen pass, if a defense is feeling a screen coming on, they already know it ain't going to that side, so they're going to shade everything over to the other side. It's the little nuances of the game. When you think about a receiver, you don't think about run blocking and short yardage situations where he's going to have to put a hands on the man.
Riley Cooper.
Yeah, but that's an important part of being a wide receiver, is your ability to just, you don't have to.
Hey man, sometimes a quarterback has to step out there and block Carson Wentz.
Yeah, right. You don't have to be fucking Hines Ward. You don't have to be just wrecking people. You don't have to be Steve Smith, but you
have to be effective. Effective for like a second or two.
In front of your guy for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Seal the edge. That's it. But I don't know if he can do that. I just imagine, I can literally, like, in my head, I can see like a run to the outside with Miles Sanders, and we're going to be playing, I don't fucking know, a team with a bigger, longer, stronger cornerback, and Devontae Smith is going to get taken for a ride directly into Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders fumbles the fucking ball, scoop score, we're already down 6-0. Like, I can feel it in my bones.
I can feel it in my plums.
Yeah, so we're going to have to scheme around them. And same thing with the red zone, which is all reasons why I'm coming back to Devontae Smith could be very good, but he could also be very limited in what he can do for us, which you don't want in the top 10 pick. That's a huge investment.
I can only hope that they are, as we all know, this is a rebuild year. This is not a year where we're competing for anything, or we shouldn't be, at least.
So you're saying Waddle and Chase was able to do that?
Oh, well, Chase is a dog. Chase is a dog, man. He's very, very strong. Chase is the complete package. Jalen Waddle isn't as effective, but he's longer and stronger and faster. So you're going to have to respect him a little bit more when it comes to that deep ball threat. The corner isn't going to have to play as tight on him. And then secondly, he's got long arms. So when you have a long, sturdy frame, all you got to do is get your hands on the corner for, 2 or 3 seconds. That's it. And Devontae Smith has long arms, but they're twigs.
Yeah,
so
but I think it's just making around like he played against trash. That's what it seems like. Not saying it's maybe how everyone feels, but like this dude, he wasn't just some scrub that he put up yards and he put up numbers. Like, but why are we? I know we're hating him on his size and stuff like that. It's just like he couldn't have played. Like, you're acting like he was playing like, top talent in the league.
I think someone's just talking about our packages when we're doing those dual.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, how do we know that he wasn't doing this against good talent, right? I know he didn't go up against Horn and stuff like that.
He went up against Horn. He didn't go up against them last year. They didn't play South Carolina, but he went up against them the year before. But this is the whole thing, is that they only matched up 4 or 5 times because J.C. Horn was South Carolina's top corner. He was on Jerry Jeudy. You know what I mean? He was on Jerry Jeudy. And with Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs and Jalen Waddle. Devontae Smith was the 4th receiver last year. on Alabama. So he wasn't exactly getting, not last year, 2 years ago. So he wasn't exactly getting primo matchups all year. And then, just look at the way the board fell. There was only 2 corners drafted from the SEC in the top 2 rounds, and one of them played on his team. So, and he didn't play against them. So it's really hard to say. Listen, dude, he fucking balled out. I cannot deny that he absolutely balled out this year. The stats show it.
Yeah.
He had a historic season, but so did Braylon Edwards, so did Sidney Rice, so did Charles Rogers, and they all played in the Big Ten and the SEC, which are consistently the 2 best Power 5 conferences in college football. So it's like stats are a very small part of the picture. Intangibles and measurables are more of an indicator of how you're going to translate to the next level than stats. It helps. It's definitely, it helps to see, but there's a lot of other little things that go into it.
I'm hoping that they have their eyes on next year already, and I'm hoping that they're trying to make a 2-year draft completion. You know what I mean? Make this year and next year's draft more of a complete story. I'm hoping that comes to fruition.
I'm already 100%. I'm already on mock draft season for 2022.
Board 2022 coming to QBFS
coming at
soon.
Yeah,
I saw an article. I didn't get a chance to read it. I just saw the headline talking about there are apparently way more and better corners out there next year than there were this year.
I don't know if the top end talent is where, like, Horns and Surtain are both they both have superstar potential. But the drop off after Horn is pretty, or in my opinion, the drop off after Horn was pretty steep. Going from Horn to that second tier of Greg Newsome and Asante Samuel Jr. and Aaron Robinson and such. But this coming year, there's probably 4 or 5 corners that could potentially go in the first round. And Derek Stingley, keep an eye on him. He's a cornerback from LSU. Dude's a fucking baller, baller. Probably going to be a top 10 pick. So let's hope that Jalen Hurts shows us something so we can allocate those picks on, getting a corner, maybe another offensive lineman, and a true edge rusher. That would be ideal. If Devontae Smith shows us something and Jalen Hurts shows us something and we can spend those 3 first rounders on corner, offensive line, and edge rusher, then, we'll be in good shape. But if Jalen Hurts looks more like the last 3 games of the season Jalen Hurts as opposed to his first 2 games of the season, then we're probably going to have to use those picks to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. That would definitely suck. It's just the worst. I think the worst route that's something that can happen is that if he doesn't pan out, because it's a waste of picks, man.
Well, the good.
We got a comment, y'all. We got a comment.
Uh-oh. What's up?
BKC09.
Go to sleep.
He says, schedule releases May 12th. We can discuss that next week. Sorry for the early Christian Bale. I have to turn my head and cough tomorrow.
It's all good, dude. I'm about to bail in a minute, too. But, we're fucked if Jalen Hurts – I mean, kind of fucked. If Jalen Hurts doesn't pan out, if Jalen Hurts shits the bed and plays like he did the last couple games of the season, then – which that's a whole nother conversation with Jalen.
It's a good thing we have those picks, I guess, right?
Yeah.
We could be in a situation where Jalen Hurts sucks.
Imagine
one pick.
Yeah, and our natural pick could end up being top 3 or top 5. So if that's the case, there's 2 to 3 really good quarterbacks coming out next year. So we could possibly, grab that quarterback in the top 5, top 3, and then, use those other 2 first rounders to go get that dude Stingley, 2 top 10 picks. I mean, you never know how the board is going to fall. You never know what's going to happen. There's a whole season of college football to be played, but worst case scenario would be Jalen Hurts shit in the bed.
I think this was a draft. This is really, I get we had to hit on this. I think next year is you have to hit it. Yeah. This one didn't seem like that. Like you said, I think we're glad. the picks that we got, I guess time will tell, but you have 3 first-rounders next year, you gotta. And if not, what we've been preaching all along, Howie needs to fucking go because rebuild. I mean, we're starting to rebuild now. They need to start it, which I mean, we wish some things went differently with the O-line picks and stuff like that, but that's how I see it, man. If we don't start doing it next year, then you're looking at a longer rebuild. Next year, you need maybe next year and the year after if you want to get this team right back, on that horse to the Super Bowl, you need to hit it next year. So
yeah, we need some
by
starters
the way,
next year.
We were talking about it. I don't know if I was talking about it with you guys or if I was talking about it with Kyle, but I was surprised that Ertz didn't get moved, and then I was looking into it a little bit more. I believe that if we trade him after June 1st, we can spread his cap hit out a little bit more. So that gives us a little more flexibility to possibly sign, bring in like a veteran cornerback to start. So, because Lord knows we need one. Zach McPherson is not going to be the guy to start on the outside. Avonte Maddox should not be the guy to start on the outside. But, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So we'll probably end up with another mid-round pick for Ertz. Lord willing, we trade Dillard so fucking Howie doesn't get any ideas to shove him into the lineup and left tackle and let Mailata ride the pine, even though he played kick-ass football last year. Yeah, and don't be surprised if – honestly – don't be surprised if Darius Slay gets moved. Don't be shocked.
I honestly thought he would get moved.
Yeah, or Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks might get moved. It's with just when you're looking at these guys' cap hits and the fact that we're outside of Dillard, Ertz, Brandon Brooks, and Darius Slay can all still contribute to a team somewhere else, and the money they're owed, we can still get value for them. And for a team that's doing a full-scale rebuild from the top down, what's the point of having 3 expensive veteran?
Yeah, and you could start to put
hurt all the time.
Cox and Brandon Graham are starting to get to that point too. Not saying that it's soon.
I would love to see them both retire as Eagles, but I mean, the future, bro. We got to look to the future.
Exactly.
By the time we're good enough to really compete for anything, to make noise in the playoffs, those guys ain't gonna have it no more.
Yeah, and honestly, with Brandon Brooks, if someone offered me a third, definitely if they offered me a second, I would trade him.
I agree. And it's the same thing with Eric. If somebody's coming to us with a third or a fourth round pick for Ertz or Slay, or a second or a third for Brooks, or a fourth or a fifth for Dillard, I'll take a fucking 5th round pick and a project player for Andre Dillard at this point.
I see what the thing is too is the depth chart that they recently released. It's like it looks good on paper, but it's like
they always do. They always got it.
You have to account for at least 3 or 4 injuries that are guys back. You got to account for at least 2 to 3 of these older guys having a performance fall off, and then you're hoping that these young guys, these first, second year players, are gonna improve. And that's again more ifs. That's if is
So then the draft picks that they did make this year might come out to being something good because we do have an injury at one position and you get to see what they are, what they could do.
I personally would rather see what these guys got. I would rather, if you're going to rebuild, fucking rebuild. Strip this fucking team down. And, Lane, I get keeping him around. Tackles have a long shelf life. He's 30. Tackles can play at a high level until they're 34, 35 years old. I get it. But outside of Lane, and I would keep Fletch and BG just because, this is their team. This is like Lane, Fletch, and BG. This is their team. They're the elder statesmen here. Kelsey's going to retire at the end of this year. Yeah. So I would like to keep those guys around just to help bring these young cats along. But everybody else, you're expendable, dude. And if we're going to get a decent return on a draft pick for you and cut your salary and add to the cap pool next year, yeah, bye.
So be it.
It'll suck, but there's a lot of guys that we have that emotional attachment that we never really had before because these guys helped us win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Not Slay so much, but the Brandon Brooks and.
Yeah, it's true.
But it is what it is, man. It's a business. Ertz and Brooks, I love them both. Thank you for being a part of, the second greatest day of my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, guys. Peace. And on that note, peace.
We out.
We out.
Excellent show, fellas.
Yeah, good job.
Peace.